What's up guys, thank you for checking out this video. My name is Kevin with NIA Design, and today we're going to be installing the NIA bumper on that Lexus IS. In order to remove your bumper, you need a clip remover or a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, 10mm socket with your ratchet, and a small little flathead screwdriver. So step one, you want to pop the hood so you can access all the clips on the engine bay. Alright, so first things first, we need to remove this old puppy out in order to install the new bumper on. Alright, so we need to remove this panel. In order to remove this panel, we got to get rid of all these clips that are in here. The best way to do it is just push them in like so, and then if you have a clip remover or a flathead screwdriver, just go underneath them and remove them like so. So once all the clips are removed, you just remove the panel like so. Once the panel is removed, then you have access to these screws right here, and that's just with a Phillips screwdriver. Go in just like so. And then this one is an actual clip, so if you try to hold this down, the centerpiece will rise, and then you can remove the whole thing. So now you do the same thing for the other side with the Phillips screwdriver. Remove this screw, and then the same thing with this clip, just like so. So now we go to the center of the grill. You'll see a 10mm screw, and just grab your socket and remove this like so. So now you want to access these clips over here. The best way to do it is turn the wheel the opposite side and then just get a flathead screwdriver. So to remove these clips, all you have to do is unlock them. The way you unlock them is just turning them until you can't turn them no more. Don't put too much pressure, and then the head will come right off. So now same thing to this side. So once you loosen these two clips up, go ahead and do the same thing for the passenger side. So now we go under the bumper and we need to remove these splash guards with a few 10mm bolts. So just get your 10mm socket and remove these like so. So once you remove the splash guard from the driver's side, go ahead and do the same thing for the passenger side. So after removing the splash guard, you're gonna see a bolt and a clip right in between the lip and the bumper. So using your 10mm socket, remove the bolt. So with your clip remover or a flathead screwdriver, grab the head of the clip, push it down, and the clip will be removed just like so. So once you remove the bolt and the clip, do the same thing for the passenger side. So once the clip and bolts are removed, we're going to find some more clips and bolts right underneath the car. If you follow the lip, you're going to see a wedge every so often, and in that wedges you'll find a 10mm bolt. So what you do is grab your 10mm socket and start removing them. Alright, so now we're going to do is remove these little clips, and then this comes just like so. Same thing with this one, just like so. And that will help us move the inner splash guard out of the way, just like so, to reach another bolt over here. Once you have access, just get your 10mm socket and take this bolt out. So once you remove the driver's side, do the same thing for the passenger side. So now you removed all your bolts and clips. Now the only thing that's holding this bumper to the car is the clips, and that's just basically part of the bumper. So what you do is just grab a corner and then just pry it out, just like that. To the passenger side and do the same thing, just like so. Now that both sides are removed, carefully, bumper should come right off. So now the only thing that's holding this bumper in is the fog lights, which all you do is just turn and it comes right off, like so. So once you remove the fog lights, grab your clip remover or a flathead screwdriver, and then we're going to remove this sensor, which I think it's your outside temperature sensor, just like so. Once the lights and the sensor is disconnected, then that's it. Bumper comes right off. So this one was for the Lexus IS with the lip kit on. There's a lot of different variation of bumpers, but most of them, they come out just the same way. So now that the bumper's off, we need to remove the shock absorber. And that's just basically clipped on. You can grab your clip remover and then just pry it out like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is remove two 10mm bolts that's underneath this air vent here. And then with that, you just get your 10mm socket and go underneath. All right, so we 10mm socket, just remove these bolts right here. And now remove the other one as well. Just like so. So since the new bumper, what makes it aggressive is the grille, and the grille actually concaves in, all this is gonna hit if we try to put it on now. So what we have to do is we have to trim the air ducts for your brakes and the center vent for your radiator. I'm gonna use a white marker just to show you guys more or less where we're gonna trim. Right here is good, but we have to just follow this and go around. And we're gonna trim around here and then go back down around there. I don't know, the marker's not really helping, but just so you can guys get an idea. So in order to trim, we're gonna use an air saw. I'm not sure what kind of tools, maybe there's some electric saws out there you can use. But basically, start off from here and then just basically, once trimmed off, you're going to put the bumper on, and if the bumper's still hitting on the vent, you can go back and just trim a little bit more. So it doesn't have to be the perfect size the first time around. So after trimming the air duct, now we're going to trim the center plate, and this is just basically to direct air into your radiator. So if you see here, there's a clip. So what I try to do is start trimming right before the clip, which would be around here. And then just follow a straight line. Like so. So now you just get your air saw and do the same thing. Okay, so now we go to the passenger side air duct, and the same thing. You can use a marker just so you can get it used as a reference, or you can just do it by eye. If you don't trim it right the first time, you can always go back and trim it. Just like that. So now we're going to remove this black clip here. That's what holds the bumper in place. When it's plastic, since it's all wobbly, but we're gonna replace it with the fiberglass NIA Bumper, which is nice and sturdy. So we're not gonna need this anymore. Grab your 10mm socket and wrench. So once the bolt is removed, get your clip remover or a flathead screwdriver, and then this is just basically clipped onto the body of the car, just like so. Voila. So once the driver's side is removed, just do the same thing for the passenger side. Okay, so now we need to trim the shock absorber, and the reason why is because the grille goes in the middle and it's gonna hit this. So what we do is basically from here do kind of like a V shape, so we can use this part of the foam but not the centerpiece. Alright, so using the same air saw or whatever tool you use to cut the plastic parts, let's cut this foam. So once these are trimmed, just put these back right on the corners. Just like so. And once you're installing the bumper and you see that it's hitting, then just go back and trim it a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time around. All right, so now that the bumper's off, you trimmed all the plastic pieces and the foam, you're ready to install the new bumper on. So this time you get a friend or family member and then help you install it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna guide these two holes to match your factory holes, and then here is gonna match your factory hole on the fender. All right. Just like so. This is when you use your factory bolts. Just like that. And then the same thing with the factory bolt that you took off from the fender. And so once you put the clip by the grill, this is when you use the same 10mm bolt, guide it through the pre-drilled hole, and just put it back in the factory location. So with that, once that's on, make sure everything aligns perfectly, and then just grab your ratchet and tighten up the bolts. Now when tightening this up, keep in mind that there's a plastic clip in there, and if you over tighten it, you might strip the plastic, and then this bolt is just gonna go loose in there. So you always gotta be careful to tighten this up. Perfect. That's it. Do the same thing for the other side and you're good to go. Thanks again for watching this video. Please check out our website for this and many other products that we have for the Lexus Science. Thanks again.